Afternoon.
Hey, we're live. Hello, welcome to Feeling It News episode number 141. In the chat, there's TC. Hello, TC.
Hello.
I feel like we should start with a very Green Thunder-esque article.
I didn't do it.
Oh, we'll find out or not. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Bus company hits middle-aged man who dropped his pants and did a poo on the seat. Once middle-aged man who dropped his pants and did a poo on the seat. Thunder, was this you?
It sounds like something I would do.
I just spotted a problem here. You know what happens when I stroll down? Oh, Mandy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, Mandy.
Fucking fuck you, Kerrigatona. You ruin my stream, I'm gonna kill you. I can't show it now, so you know what? So if I get taken down, I'm gonna not have to show that now. I should have spotted that.
So you can't read that, or you can't show that article while you read it?
No, because it had Kerrigatona's tits on it.
Why would the news thing have tits on there? That's just not right.
Because it's the sun. Yeah, this is the sickening moment. A middle-aged man dropped his pants and pooed on a bus seat. CCTV footage captures the passenger fleeing the scene after defecating on the 11:45 p.m. service at Street Station, Essex. So I've been in front of you in Essex yesterday, were you?
Actually, no, but it sounds like something I would do.
Definitely is something you would do. Smassman's computer was hit by a tornado. No, I believe the fucking sun. Hello, Debbie, thanks.
Targeted ads, that's all I'm saying.
So targeted ads, it was actually a news article. Bus operator Travel Masters posted a clip of the suspect on social media in a bid to identify the mystery pooer. I say his name's Green Thunder.
No, I said this one wasn't me this time.
A spokesman wrote to the man who got off his street station last night at 11:45 after defecating on our seat. We've decided to show your face, as you should be embarrassed. Maybe we just cut short, I don't know. Hopefully someone will come forward and name you so we can take this matter forward. One Twitter user wrote, I work for Arriva London, and I'm trying to say this kind of behaviour is not uncommon. Our buses get soiled quite regularly. Well, that's...
Okay, one person doing it is kind of funny, but the fact that it happens on a regular basis, that ain't right.
And it kind of makes me. If I ever go to a bus in London, I think I'm going to stand instead.
I don't think I'm going to ride the bus if I ever get over there.
Well, I'm going to say this is so wrong. Travel Masters, you have done nothing wrong to be given this. I hope this gets sorted. So yeah, don't shit on the bus. So then we can establish from that.
Wait, what about Greyhounds? Because those have like a shitter in the back.
Oh, so this stream gets taken down, I blame the sun.
Oops.
Speaking of buses, we have another bus story.
You're. I like that.
Their TC, is that better?
What have you done there?
You didn't see it?
Oh, you put his thing upside down.
Why not?
It matches his name now.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss edges forward to move man out of way as he tries to block road. Yeah, he's gonna claim like a soul or something on this, but like this is his own fault.
How are you gonna think you can stop a bus?
He's being a fucking arsehole, that's what he's being.
Speed bump.
Yeah, you're a fucking pedestrian, you're not supposed to be in the middle of the fucking road. Pedestrians belong on the pavement. Yeah, we should put Scotty in a field of barbed wire, buck naked.
Barbed wire's not that bad.
I don't know what buck naked. I don't know what buck naked is.
You don't know what buck naked is?
Hello, arms
How
killer.
about this one? Naked is the day you were born.
Oh, so I wouldn't have blamed the bus driver if he just plowed the cunt down.
But yeah, Cryptic, you want to use razor wire.
This video shows
how,
that NASA
how about a
driver-
10,000 volt cow fence?
That too.
Yeah, this video shows a moment a National Express driver shunted a furious pedestrian along the road with his 14-ton vessel. As the clip begins, the bus can be seen driving up against the back of a man who is being pushed down the road, shouting, "You can't touch me with your bus." You can, and to be honest, if he mows down and kills you, that's your fault for being in the middle of the fucking road.
I agree.
As the clip begins, you can see the bus can be seen driving up against the back of the man who is pushed down the road, shouting, "You gotta fucker." The bus continues edging forward as the driver turns around, shouting, "Don't touch me, man with the bus blood." The driver taps his head at the man as if to indicate he is insane, but the pedestrian explodes. "I'm tapped because you touched me with the bus." Well, you stood in the middle of the fucking road, that's your problem.
Oh my.
You can't touch me with the bus. I'm a pedestrian. Yeah, and pedestrians are supposed to belong on the pavement, and vessels are supposed to belong on the road. That's what it's there for. You can't touch me with your boss. You're fucking stupid. You can't touch me with your boss.
Let me back up and touch you with my bus. See how you feel then.
How about we put Scotty in a vat of acid? Yeah, don't fuck with transit workers. Most of them are ticking time bombs just waiting for the right moment to snap. Yeah. I noticed that a lot of bus drivers over here are dicks, especially the Polish ones.
Mandy spent some time on the metro system in DC.
So the bus drivers I've ever met were either the nicest people in the world or absolute fucking arseholes. There's really no in between when it comes to bus drivers.
TC says, was it a serial bus or a parallel bus? Perhaps a universal serial bus?
Computer joke.
I liked it.
When the bus stops and raising pedestrian, the amazed pedestrian continues shouting and repeatedly asks for the driver's number. Like that Cleveland bus driver who punched that girl in the face of all the aggression of 1,000 unfreed slaves. Just hit the cunt, yeah, agreed. When the bus driver attempts to argue back, the man shouts, "You hit me with your bus," and then you carried on, "You hit me with your bus, you dickhead." That's your fault for standing in the middle of a fucking road. He should have, he should have fucking just mowed him down and just carried on. I wouldn't have blamed him.
Dude, at the trailer park I lived at, if you happen to be coming into the trailer park,
Oh,
trying
that
to get
explains a lot.
but the kids would just walk down the middle of the road. You honk at them, they look back at you like, "What? I'm not doing anything wrong." Actually, mother, freaking asshole kids.
The incident which happened in the West Midlands is being investigated by transport chiefs. After it was filmed by a dog walker and uploaded to social media on Friday the 13th. The footage was uploaded to Facebook group Dashcam Yorkshire, UK, and has clocked over 12,000 views online. As the clip ends, the bus is seen pulling off and the woman walks away with her dog. National Express confirmed they're looking into the matter. Aren't there laws in certain states that allow drivers to mow people down if they are blocking the road? I don't know.
I think you'd probably get in trouble for intentionally hitting someone.
In the U.S., and all 50 states, if there's a pedestrian in the road, it's against the law to hit them. Period. Unfortunately, they know it, which is why they do stupid shit like walking out in front of the tractor trailer.
I say if you walk in front of a tractor, I say if you walk in front of a lorry and there's no proper, you just got out. The bad zone. Crappy, you're cutting out and roboting badly. As the clip ends, the bus is seen. An National Express spokeswoman said, "We are aware of the incident involving a bus and a pedestrian that happened at Powys Avenue in Tipton, Hillingdon Prick. National Express West Midlands is carrying out a full investigation into what happens in accordance with our disciplinary procedures." So
Wait, who's getting the discipline?
hopefully he gets charged by the police or something. So 5 likes, 11 viewers. I think we can do better than that.
We lost Crappy.
Yeah, he must be in a dead zone. He'll come back probably. At least I expect him to come back.
Yep. So we've got 11 people in the chat. I wonder how many of them are turning their heads upside down right now.
I may have kind of done that when you first did it.
Yeah. Arms Killer looks fine to me.
Yeah, I'd be a dick and do that tomorrow or Saturday or something with blind girl as a kid and just do the whole stream like that.
Oh, I could have some more fun. Let's see here.
Oxford Dictionary bosses consider changing sexist definitions for women that include synonyms like bird, chick, wench, and lass after 30,000 strong protest petition.
What's wrong with a winch? I just assume it meant like female waiter. That brings you mead.
So basically, nicknames of women are not allowed anymore. Oxford University bosses are considering. I like bird. Oxford University press bosses are considering updating the definition of women after the 30,000 strong petition claimed it was sexist. So is everything. They aren't all colloquialisms. Technically, however, they're still considered offensive, so therefore they must all be banned. And mandated, it's offensive because everything's offensive. PR consultant Maria Beatrice Giovanni is calling for a change after searching for definitions online. For a branding project and finding results including bitch, Bit, man, bagging, winch, bird, bit, bint, biddy, and filly. A good one is toots. She discovered search engines are using Oxford definitions and later found out more sexist examples of the use of the word women. We use bird a lot out here in the sticks. I guess I should stop calling my male friends sugar dick then. Sugar dick, that sounds kind of painful.
Depends. Is it hot sugar or like? I
Sounds
take some
like a
honey.
yeast infection.
That's
Yeah.
true.
According to a petition, the Oxford examples of sentences using women include Miss September will embody the professional, intelligent, yet sexy career women. Male fisher folk who take their cats home for the little women to get out, and I told you to be home when I get home, little women. What? Okay then. In her petition, Miss Foreign said these examples show women as sex objects, subordinate and or an iteration to men. As well as all this insight that a man is much more exhaustive than that of our women. With 25 examples to men compared to only 25 for women. Sounds great, eh? And the sugar must feel like sandpaper on gold, though. This is completely unacceptable by a reputable source like the Oxford University Press. But it's even more worrying when you consider how much influence they have in setting norms around our language. These misogynist definitions have become widespread because search engines such as Google, Bing, and Yahoo license use of Oxford dictionaries for their definitions. Thing is, well, the examples you just gave there, I've never heard anyone ever say any of those. Unless you're talking like something like an old TV show or something. Geez, and I was wondering when that term came along. I have no idea. Over a third of women aged between 18 and 24 have been targeted by online abuse. So was almost everyone. What does that have to do with anything? You're just putting that in and just say, oh, we're so victims, we get like, online abuse. It's been proven several times men are more likely to get online abuse than women are. If we can take a serious step towards reducing the harm this is causing our young women and girls by looking at our language, and this starts with a dictionary.
I'm quite fond of the phrase "sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." I don't know why more people don't know that saying, apparently.
You see, but it's died a death in the last like 5 years or so. Probably even way before then. Oxford University Press said its dictionaries reflect the use of your language rather than dictate how it should be used. And is thus sometimes controversial examples are included. So Simon said, we appreciate feedback and comment on our lexical content, but it's worth reiterating that our dictionaries reflect rather than dictate how language is used, which means that we include terms that are considered pejorative and have negative historical associations. Like what? No examples given, obviously. Sticks and stones would break my bones, but clinical depression finishes the job. That's rather depressing. Head of Lexical Content Strategy, Catherine Martin, has also recently written a blog on the topic and said the petition raised some ideas for consideration. Sure, Oxford University Press publishes many different dictionaries and welcome input from members of the public to inform their ongoing revision. A recent public petition has expressed concern about the treatment of the word woman in one of our dictionaries. The petition raises some useful points for consideration, but also presents an opportunity for us to provide some content about methods of lexicography. What the fuck that's supposed to mean? I don't know what that's supposed to mean, though. Often there is no. Often, and in this case, there is no exception. There is a nuance about how words are defined and presented in our dictionaries, which is important to take into account. Shadow, because our dictionary is based on evidence of actual uses, entries for two different words will only be perfectly parallel if the words are genuinely used in a perfectly parallel way. Okay then. INR is investigating whether there are senses of women which are not currently covered but should be added in a further update. Miss Warren said she will not be satisfied with. She was not satisfied with Miss Warren's explanation and said sexism has no place in the dictionary regardless of the context. We haven't actually said anything that considered sexist, so you just said, look, there's nicknames for women, they must be sexist. That's pretty much all you said. She told the blog post doesn't address our concerns, rather it almost patronizes the campaign and gives big answers to the 29,000 plus people, and that is worrying. I think it's pretty worrying that you're complaining about fucking stuff in the dictionary. Do you genuinely not have anything better to do? For example, they haven't responded to why more than half of the synonyms on the women are outdated and offensive terms. Because offensive is subjective. Sexism, just like racism, and any impressive ways of talking, should have no place in society, and of course, text like the dictionary. Oppressive ways of talking. That's a new one. You don't think you can oppress people by talking to them? I didn't know that. She has since launched a petition in June. Both Bing and Google have added credit to Oxford for the results for definitions on their search engines. Ms. Warren said she would love to claim this is the campaign's victory, first victory, and believe Google and Bing might have taken the first steps to disassociate themselves with these definitions. However, it has become pretty weird just celebrating the first small step on the road to victory. Yeah, to stop there being nicknames to women, it seems.
You know,
Yeah,
I normally like Microsoft, but every once in a while they do something so stupid that I'd really rather not have to use their products.
it's kind of hard to, though. I mean, see that you end up using Apple or
Yeah, and
fucking
that's
Linux.
no good.
And Linux can be a bit hit and miss.
Yeah. Although I do use Bing because I get the points and can. I could actually probably turn that in to get like a month of free Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I get like money for it.
I didn't know they actually give you money for that.
You have to like sign up for their rewards, and I think it's like a year and a half of searching for me to get like $10 in Xbox Live credit.
Is it based on how much searches you actually do, though? So if you...
Yeah. I think there's also like surveys you can do to get more points, but
male sex dolls are being introduced to the adult market, but maybe too heavy to handle. New sex dolls are being made available to cater to for the needs across the spectrum of sexuality. There's not really a spectrum of sexuality. It's more
Do you like dick or vagina? Those are
Or
your
both.
choices. Yeah,
Or both.
yeah, there's both, but
so really it's free. That's not really much of a spectrum, is it? That's more of a trio, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, there's 3 choices.
And with the rise of artificial intelligence and the proliferation of avenues for non-traditional pornography, it's only a matter of time before the rise of the sex box was upon us. Most people think of sex robots to satisfy their needs. Most people think of sex robots to satisfy the needs of cisgender heterosexual men. Models such as the £8,000 Harmony sex doll claims to be the first robotic lover to use AI and mimic conversations for pre and post-coital use. I like the idea that you could have a conversation with a fucking robot like that. I mean, that seems a bit weird.
Do
You can have
they?
custom sex dolls made to look like anyone if you really want to waste that kind of money. Yeah, I remember that actually. I think there was one that there was a guy that actually made a sex robot of his wife that he was with for 20 years and divorced him, and so he made a sex doll that was pretty much an exact replica of her.
Yeah.
We were reading about that like a month or 2 ago.
I'm looking for the male sex bot that can actually pound you hard.
Somebody clip
Does
that.
Yep.
I should have said that. I just want to know if it exists. Because
Right.
it should.
Boy, are you
Wait,
going to
6
regret
minutes.
asking that later.
There we go. Right. And I put that in there just so that there's a time slot when to clip that. You brought that on yourself.
Yeah, I did.
The sex dolls are being made available to a wider market as manufacturers start catering to the needs of those across the spectrum of sexuality. And Mandy says she has a sex doll that looks like Green Thunder. Yeah, does it shit itself after it's done, does it? One AM Dolls, a sex doll manufacturer from the US, have now created a male model to satisfy the needs of a decadent market with all the features you might expect of a male sex doll. It doesn't even look that manly though, does it? It's got a beard, but if it didn't have the beard, you would just think it was like a weird looking female one. Wouldn't you? We actually have a male part this year. It's fully featured and has a penis, and it's fully flexible in any way, shape, or form. Even with a bionic penis, the male sex doll is not just limited to one method of pleasure. He has an anal entry and an oral entry for folks of the homosexual community. So not only females, but also males as well. Fucking hell. I know some people are really dedicated to getting their wrong, so I don't know how they can take themselves seriously while banging a doll. Nor can I. I think if you're really that desperate and you have the money, you may as well just buy a
Hooker.
There
Why
are
did you
better
make it?
things I would waste my money on than a sex doll.
Just buy a hooker or something. That's it. Just buy a hooker.
I know exactly what I would spend my money on instead of one. Tippmann Armory 9mm Gatling gun at streamlabs.com/ anyway.
I saw that. I want it.
I told you about it the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like $2,000. It ain't happening anytime soon.
Still working on my stupid freaking PayPal. Doesn't want to act right.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Despite this, the male model has a flawed design that could potentially limit his target clientele, according to the sex doll manufacturer. To be honest with you, it's typically more for males because of the weight. Because most of these dolls start around 80 pounds to 85 pounds. The sex dolls on display are designed to be realistic as possible. I mean, the weight is comparable to that of a human male of the same height and build. But like if you're a grown man and you weigh between 80 to 85 pounds, you're probably going to be either small or anorexic.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not exactly.
I think peak weight for me being 5'6" is somewhere between like 150 or 160, somewhere in there.
So I thought between 60 and 80 pounds. 60 and 80 pounds is
Way low.
You're well. I'd say it's probably the average weight of folks of a certain religious persuasion during a certain time in the 1940s.
Yeah, there was a guy who on a TLC show who collects sex dolls. His house is full of them, and there are lots of videos of his wife sitting off to the side looking embarrassed. Yeah, it doesn't say much about me, the fact that people like this usually have better love lives than I do.
I think I saw that. He has like used sex dolls too that he like takes in and like cleans up. Like, oh my god.
They have better love lives than I do. How these people always have a fucking better love life than me? It's not fair, is it?
They pay for it. The morons.
The male dolls can get up to 125 pounds, which is pretty heavy. Even with this limitation, the dolls are no cheap knockoffs. Male dolls retail between different models. 160 centimeter tall version, 175 centimeter tall version. The entry level, I believe, starts at around $1,800. That includes free shipping. It's buy a hooker, then you can easily get a decent hooker for that, easily.
You can actually get, I believe it's the world's biggest dildo for like $500. Why would you need anything else?
Oh, probably. Like, what the fuck would you need the fucking world's biggest dildo for?
Paperweight.
Yeah, sure, paperweight. Make a bet with Creed so he can win. He can't win, so he has to turn over the search history. Mandy, I feel like that'll be the one that would happen if I lose.
I should really start clearing my search history every day.
Yeah, go incognito. I don't want to look at your search history.
I don't either.
Where the fuck's half my viewers going? They've all just vanished. I don't know. I'm sure they'll come back. Time has been retarded.
Retarded, you say?
I like I said, retarded, and you're the one that speaks.
I mean, technically, I think.
Yeah.
How much was that doll, Scotty?
$1,800 for the starting price.
So right now, Green, you need $4,000.
What do you need $4,000 for?
2 for the doll, 2 for the Gatling gun.
Yep.
Andrew Young's use of Asian stereotypes is reinforcing toxic tropes.
Oh, Christ.
Wait, is he being good at math again?
Is he working hard and earning more than white people? Yeah, Asian stereotypes.
Oh, boy.
During the third Democratic debate, Andrew Yang made a joke that played up an Asian stereotype. Not amazing, so I know a lot of doctors he quipped. So how is that offensive? It wasn't the first time he had done so. 2 months earlier, during the second debate, he told viewers the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes math.
Well, I wouldn't call him good at math since he can't figure out that universal healthcare won't work, or not healthcare. That
Universal basic income.
Yeah. Young's statements have sparked mixed reactions from the Asian American community. While some of his supporters told Vox that the jokes are clearly cheeky, in-group references, they acknowledge Yang's Asianness. Other voters are concerned they reinforce long-standing racial stereotypes about Asian Americans and other minority groups. So basically, Asians are good at maths, and a lot of Asians become doctors. How is that problematic? That's true.
because everything's a problem nowadays.
I can understand if some like fucking somebody was on about like fucking lazy black niggers or something like that, but he's not. Then you have an argument for being racist there, but it just seems stupid. I said it feels like I feel like it's an in-group kind of comment. He is himself an Asian American, so he has the right to mention or allude that stereotype on his terms. Young supporter Murdoch Verma told Vox regarding the candidates recurring math references. University of Maryland study professor Jeanette Wong is among those who feel differently. I think he has done so much to counter stereotypes, and it undermines a lot of important work that his campaign is doing. Young himself said he's using these comments to poke fun at stereotypes and call for Americans to reflect a little bit more on them. While Young may have had innocuous intentions with his comments, as he said in an interview with CNN's Craig Tapper, past weekends are amongst the nonetheless ratifying Tulsi tropes, given his role as a high-profile Asian American presidential candidate. His message is setting the tone for how many people see Asian Americans, perpetuating a damaging caricature in the process. How is it damaging? How is this in any way damaging? Hang on. Young's statements on the subject, because of how profile he's become as a presidential candidate this cycle. Young is one of 3 historic Asian American and Pacific Islander candidates, a milestone that has been a source of pride for many Asian Americans I spoke with. Because of his ascent to prominence, however, his words carry significant weight and frame. Not only his own candidacy, but how Asian Americans are perceived overall. Some Asian Americans have found Yang's comments humorous and argue they're memorable one-liners, while others see them as amplifying rape-dribbling stereotypes. And stereotypes that are actually positive. The thing is, Asians have never really bought into all this fucking racial politics bullshit, have they? He's too busy doing other things.
Yeah, they're kind of y'all argue about it. We'll be over here making all the money.
Yep, pretty much. All Asians work for Nintendo, then go home and do math equations and cry about they will all average penises. Well, Cryptic, do you do this if you're still out there? Yang has been also used his platform to weigh in on other scandals about racism against Asian Americans, including the controversy over comedian Shane Gillis, who had been hired, then fired, as a new Saturday Night Live cast member after all videos unearthed of using racist and homophobic slurs. These statements have also spurred pushback. Some argued Yang could have been more forceful in his response. I don't know what the fuck he said, so yeah. Yang condemned Gillis's racist remarks, including his racist comments about Asian Americans. Even in that condemnation, he waded into controversy himself, comparing Gillis's insult to slurs faced by other minority groups and the type of backlash he would receive in doing so. Critics say he used the bigotry black people face in America to advance his own arguments and walks over any nuances about how each group has been treated in the past. Basically doing the same thing black people do then. Or victim blacks, I would say. Yang told the New York Times' Matt Stevens that his posts were meant to convey an observation and weren't aimed at drawing comparison between being an Asian American and the experience of growing up black in this country. He has also emphasized there has been interest in having dialogue with Gillis. Jokes are problematic, aren't they? Jokes are very problematic.
Problematic statements are problematic.
Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? There is a major reason why Yang's broader use of stereotypes is so harmful. They reaffirm the trope about Asian Americans, commonly known as the model minority myth. A term that's pretty much as offensive as it sounds. Well, I mean, they're the ones that are making most of the money, and they are technically a minority. Just saying. As the name suggests, this myth, which has been used to treat Asian Americans as a monolithic group, implies that Asians are fixated on skill in certain professions. Well, there are a lot of Asian parents that will push their kids to do well in school. And things like that. And who's beeping?
Sorry.
And damaging for a lot of reasons. It's not only obscures the diversity within the Asian American community, it also is intended to demean other minority groups. No, it's showing that with hard work and perseverance you can do well. It doesn't matter what fucking skin color you are. Skip that. Yang told Tapper the past week he does not claim to represent the entirety of the Asian experience. Well, obviously, because no one does.
The Asian experience? Seriously?
There are about 3 billion Asians in the world, probably more than that. Guys, I say, well, I know the experience of 3 billion people. Now, how does that work? The experience of over 4 billion, right, probably 4 billion people, actually. No, he did not provide a particularly satisfying answer to why he opted to use these stereotypes. The Asian American community is very diverse, and certainly I would never claim that my individual experience would speak for the depth and the breadth of our community, he said. Well, obviously, that's because no one can. You're an individual. Your race doesn't have any bearing on your experiences in really anything. At the same time, I think Americans are very smart, and You can clearly see right through the kind of myth. And if anything, by poking fun at and making Americans reflect more on it. It's possible that young governments could spare more voters to do just that. It's also possible they could simply feel other more promiscuous perceptions. And I don't know even why doing this. Even by doing this article, they're really shooting themselves in the foot here, aren't they? And here's an idea. Let's just attack one of our candidates. Let's just attack one of the people we actually want to win. They're gonna help
Well,
anyone.
they're gonna do that up until the general elections.
And then they're gonna wonder why they lost. And they're like, "Oh, the fucking hell did we lose?" That's what they're gonna be like. The agent experience sounds like a service from an escort. The contradiction speaks to a core tension in his candidacy. The degree of representation he's embodying for Asian Americans on the national stage has been significant and inspiring. The messages he's sending voters aren't celebrating his identity so much as using it as a punchline. Yeah, and you attacking him's not going to help you win, is it? Fucking idiots. It's like you want to lose. Like, yeah, we just want to lose it. The other thing cool about Asian property is that they have what's called stigmatized properties that you can get super cheap because there was a murder or death in the house. I never knew that. I never knew that was a thing. Yeah. Learn something new every day, I guess. Ugh. Right. Women claims Boots is racist for putting security tags on black hair products. Makeup artist Natasha, right? Says the more expensive white hair product, 2.5 tags on.
It's almost as if they put tags on the stuff that gets stolen.
Yeah. A woman has claimed is racist after spotting security tags on black hair products. Makeup artist Natasha writes, so the white tags on lids of numerous hair products predominantly used by black people while shopping in our local branch. Natasha recorded a 3-minute video at the Wembley store in London. Says she was insulted by what she found. She films rows of expensive hair products aimed at European women, which appear to be untagged. Hey, see, I don't really see any. Where's the? She says it's tags. Where's the tags? Where's the tags on these?
I don't see any.
Oh, I see there's tags there.
That small jar you see what looks like white stickers. Those are RF tags.
She walks around another aisle. To highlight the shelf and load them with the words "black hair care." Numerous items can be seen in the white. Seen with white security tags stuck on. Yes, why has everything got a bug on it? What are you trying to say, Boots? Why the hell are you bugging black hair product? Okay, if you think we're going to come in your store stealing, don't bother to stalk it. Maybe because black people more like to steal from that certain store. Maybe because black products got stolen more often.
The sad part is, it's just as likely that she took the products that took the other products that she's swearing doesn't have tags she could have very well taken him and just turned him around to where you can't see the tags.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical.
Or because they could have had to say, or because they're white, the tags could just be very hard to see in that picture.
That
If
is
you look at
a
most of the balls,
possibility
they're white.
too.
So yeah, stick to what you know best, and don't come and insult us. But about spokeswoman said, we want to provide a safe, friendly, and inclusive shopping experience for all our customers, and to take product security very seriously. To prevent theft, our colleagues in the communities they serve, and security tags of their products they believe are being stolen, and do this regardless of what product it is and the cost of it. Here's the cost of it, or which aisle they're on. Hey, why you gotta be black hair care? That's racist as fuck. I will buy all the grease I want. Yeah, what's gonna happen there, man? These are good at messing up your hair. So yeah, good luck with that, Mandy. Yeah, this stuff's fucking retarded. This is in the Daily Star. So I take it with a big pinch of salt, but I take it with a handful of salt, but I think the Labour Party may have just done something I agree with.
A handful of salt and 2 cups of bleach.
Anyway, cocaine, cannabis, and heroin could be made legal. It could be legalized if Labour wins power.
I'm for it.
I'm in favour of it, but I think this is just a desperate attempt to try and get more votes. I think maybe. I don't know.
Although I'm not going to say I'm going to use the drugs, but if you want to use them, go ahead, destroy your life. Or some people may be able to use them without destroying their life.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's in designated areas, it's not in public, and there's no children using them, I don't have a problem with people using drugs. It's their life. Jeremy Corbyn's party is looking into the possibility of legalizing most recreational drugs. I use Cantu with security type, but Cantu curl cream is £7. White people. Moose is like £1. It's the cost, not the rest, that makes it then tagged. Yeah, usually. Yeah, the Labour Party is considering establishing a royal commission to look into the legalization of recreational drugs, including cannabis, cocaine, and heroin. Diane Abbott, the Shadow Home Secretary, said, "We will establish a royal commission to review independently all drugs, legislation, and address related issues of public health." Well, they didn't. So they didn't say it was legal, did the Daily Star? You lied to me. And again, not like I expected much from the Daily Star, but still. Heroin is recreational. Well, damn, I've been recreationing all along. I see, Mandy, when you born in so of course you use heroin. What was that, Green?
Nothing, never mind.
Yeah, there is nothing more important than preserving the life of our citizens. Our current approach to dogs is simply not doing that. So basically, they're not saying they're legalizing drugs, they're just saying they're going to take a different approach to how they criminalize drugs and review stuff like that. And so, I don't know, it's Diane Abbott. Diane Abbott's fucking retarded, but still.
She sound like that name sounds retarded.
She looks retarded, that's her there.
She looks somewhat like a caricature of a dumb person. So she's not even a dumb person.
She lives up to that caricature. That's not even a caricature. She just is a dumb person. Actually, I was going to say something there, but that's really racist. Oh, Jeremy, you want some ganja? Diane Abbott. After over a century of prohibition, drug deaths are still as common as they were. In fact, the situation is worsening. Drugs are still sold in many cases dangerously, adulterated with other substances in most UK towns and cities. Yeah, the UK in general has a higher rate of drug-related deaths than France, Germany, or Ireland, with Scotland suffering more drug deaths than any other EU country. Well, at least we lead something. I mean, there's that. We have the most drug deaths. So yeah.
I mean, someone's got to be the leader.
Yeah, well, you know what that means? We're the best in Europe at something. I'll take that. A party source told the Sunday Times, although we have made no comment to the decriminalization of cannabis or the drugs for recreational use, we will always consider the latest expert independent advice and recommendations of expert bodies, such as an advisory council on the misuse of drugs. If I went to my doctor and she found recreational heroin in my blood, she'd laugh and send me back home and drop me from my practice. It's not a right doctor, then, is it? The thing is, you're probably paying for it, seeing as you're in America. Tottenham MP David Lammy told Daily Star Online that he's agreed the current drugs laws were due an overhaul. I welcome a Royal Commission to look into the evidence regarding our current drug legislation, given it's clear the war on drugs isn't working. Shit, I think I disagree with David Lammy on something. I feel dirty now. I disagreed with a fucking race baiter on something. This is weird. I feel like I'm in a very weird place now. I'm in favor of the legalization of cannabis. The evidence is clear from places like Canada that this being an effective way to reduce harm from controlling strength, making it harder for children to get, and reducing the funding for criminal gangs. So basically, they do want to legalize it. They legalize it so they can control it. That's kind of it's not surprising. Kind of expected that. The idea of a Royal Commission to look into drug legalization isn't entirely new. The Liberal Democrats suggested one when they were in government with the Conservatives in 2012. But the move was blocked by their coalition partners. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Yeah. Still, it's just I feel weird. Agreeing with him, okay. Hugo Poll Commission. Hello, King Rally. I haven't seen you down here for a while. Hugo Poll commissioned to investigate public opinion on the Lib Dem strategy. So 60% of British people were in favor of a Royal Commission. And good morning, Tom. All the Tom live. I haven't seen you around here for a while either. 54% said they would like to see the UK follow to Portugal, where drugs were decriminalised in 2001. Since then, Portugal has received a significant drop in drug misuse, overdose deaths, HIV, hepatitis infection rates, and drug-related crime. Well, I kind of expect the drug-related crime would go down if you legalised it. I would have expected it to go up. I've been sleeping in late. I'm staying up late. I'm also getting ready for college. Fair enough. Hopefully college is going well for you. Hope it does go well for you. Yeah, there have been some downsides to the Portuguese approach. Drug-related deaths such as nobody diseases such as hepatitis C, cirrhosis, and liver cancer are a major drain on the country's healthcare system. Thomas Bird's back. What's his problem this time? Because I'm gonna click on that. I'm intrigued.
Let me alt tab 1 second.
Most recreational drugs have been illegal in the UK since 1868. A recent surge in selling illegal drugs via social media has been reported. The advocacy organization Vault of Faith. The thing is, I've actually known people that have got a load of coke or weed or whatever they're way to sell and just photographed it and set it on Facebook and Twitter and fucking Snapchat and stuff. And I'm just thinking, you want to get caught? You fucking idiot. People are just stupid. Here's all the evidence you'll ever need to send me to jail. I'm glad you got a job, Tom. Kind of a job. No, but that works over. Anyway, yeah, so that's fucking stupid.
No.
California adds Iowa to travel ban over refusal to fund gender transitions.
California is doing what now?
California adds Iowa to travel ban over refusal to fund gender transitions.
What exactly do they mean by travel ban?
I don't know. I hope it doesn't mean that they can't travel there. Because that's stupid. Saying you cannot travel to another part of your own country, that's not allowed anymore.
That's actually directly against federal law and the Constitution.
I have to look at that actually. Let's see. Should explain it later on, surely. Cheers, not sure how many shifts I gave, but that night thing I've been doing to me in all place. I get real busy this time of year. Well, that's good. Hopefully you get put on full time or something. California. Yeah, agreed. Plummet to the ground. Nah, it would mean they can't go to California, would it not?
I'm in California, half the state's on fire. There ain't no point already. There ain't no point in burning anything.
California announced last week that Iowa had been added to its list of states of its ever-expanding travel ban list because of that news. Because of that, state's new prohibition against funding gender surgeries under Medicaid. The announcement by State Attorney General Javier Garcia means that as of the 4th of October, California will no longer offer tax-funded trips to Iowa for any public employee or state-run university. Well, that doesn't sound too bad then.
People of Iowa were stated saying, bye.
Yeah, they probably didn't want them anyway.
Not really.
Yeah, the big blue cock. No, I mean you mean the small blue cock. The cocks that got small cock. No one really has a burning. I just gotta go to Iowa feeling better anyway. Or California. Mercedes Authority came from 2016 California law signed by then Governor Jerry Brown. The bars state-funded travel to other states that undercut LGBT rights. You know, it's not a right to have your transition funded. That's not a right.
Nope.
No.
I'm all fine for you transitioning, but I don't think I should have to pay for it. Or the taxpayer, I should say.
No, if you're an adult who wishes to do such a thing, I don't give a fuck. Right?
Pretty much.
I believe you have the right to have your own body, but you do not have the right to have that publicly funded. Yeah, the back end,
Listen, I think when it comes down to it, if you want to have a government sponsored sex change surgery, okay. The government will pay for it. You just became a public cum hole. Everybody who put money towards your take the dick from me or add the puss to me, you know, every time you the moment you take 1 cent to any of that, you just became a public cum dump.
Yep.
That being said, I'll be right back.
Thomas Bird, that was Trucker's truck. How are they paying for it? Taxpayers, probably. Cali is shaped like a curved dick. Also, like and share the stream. If you haven't done so already. I want to get to at least 10 likes today. Yeah, my tax dollars should not go towards that shit. Go with I want my clients to know. Blacklist already include Alabama, Kentucky, North Carolina, Texas, Oklahoma, and Mississippi. Conservatives have called the law ineffective, inconvincing, and possibly unconstitutional and hypocritical. The state's sports teams have also turned to private funding to get around restrictions. The Iowa legislature has a first course on what is settled under the law and the Iowa Civil Rights Act, repealing protections against those seeking gender-affirming health care. Kara said in a statement, California has taken an unambiguous stand against discrimination and government actions that would enable it. It's not discrimination to not have things paid for you by the taxpayer. That's not discrimination. I don't get a taxpayer's a foot in the bill for sex change. That doesn't sound like the US. We have the worst healthcare laws. The brouhaha began after the Iowa Supreme Court ruled in March that taxpayers could be forced to pay for gender reassignment surgery. Republican Governor Kim Reynolds signed the law, effectively overriding that ruling 2 months later. Good. This final provision simply clarifies that Iowa's Civil Rights Act does not require taxpayer dollars to pay for sex reassignment and other similar surgeries. This returns us to what had been the position for years. At a federal level, Trump has rolled back the I can't get the government to pay for my medical bill. What the hell? Yeah, but Mandy, these aren't progressive. Even Mandy, you're not progressive enough. If you want to be transgender, they might also pay for that as well. Just claim you're a Torontoan and just you might get paid down. I don't know. That's what it seems like. Also move to California. No, Thomas Bird, I will not click on that link. We've already showed tits on the stream before. We've already showed tits on the stream once. We don't want to do it. We don't want to do it for the second time today. At a federal level, Trump's administration has rolled back. And the Obama determination, the sex-based discrimination prohibits commissions under existing law to include protections for gender identity. That was not a good start to the show. I'm amazed it hasn't been taken down yet, though. The Health and Human Services Department in May angered progressive advocates with rules that would have allowed doctors not to perform certain operations and stated the gender identity was not protected under sexual discrimination law in healthcare. And told me as it is born. Yeah, you missed me flashing tits on the screen accidentally. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, said Robert Severo, who heads the HSS Office for Civil Rights. We intend to fully enforce federal laws to prohibit discrimination. It's not discrimination.
We're not saying you can't have the surgery. We're saying you can't have people's money to fund your surgery.
Yeah. They haven't banned that outright.
And it's more of a cosmetic surgery anyway.
Yeah, it's not gonna change. It's not gonna be life threatening in any way, is it? Also, about the change that the administration has opened the door to discrimination against transgender people seeking needed medical care of any type. And responded, I don't want to see that happening. Well, you shouldn't start unless you can afford it. Here's the thing: what happens if you end up rejecting it? How do you feel it's a bad idea? You end up regretting it. What, are they going to pay for your surgery to get reversed? Seems stupid. Really stupid. Man, it's not targeted ads when I didn't have my... hang on. It can't be targeted ads when I didn't have my ad block on. Or that ad block on. It's an effective surgery. It was not even covered by the most expensive insurance. Yeah, so the taxpayer shouldn't have to pay for it. Oh, there you go.
Well, wait. If the taxpayer starts paying for transition surgeries, can they just buy me a fleshlight? I need a new one. Mine's worn out.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. California, can I get a free boob job? You're gonna have to ask them. You're gonna have to ask them.
I mean, yeah, if they're going to start handing out cosmetic surgeries, I'll take, like, something. I don't know. Can they do a brain transplant? I could probably use a new one.
Yeah, but then you'd be a completely different person. You wouldn't even be you anymore. You'd just be someone else, and you would have someone else in your own body.
No, make it to where I just have a fresh brain. Like, more memory.
Yeah. Randy couple thrown out of Nando's after staff find used condom in toilet. Yeah, diners at the
We all
Edinburgh
stop
branch.
having sex in random ass places. Seriously. Humans, knock it off.
Agreed.
And a back.
Someone needs to get.
Yeah, diners at the
freaking-
Edinburgh. What was that, Green?
Someone just needs to get a hose on the human race. They seem to be fucking way too much lately.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know where Trucker went. Anyway. Diners at the Edinburgh
He
branch.
just said he was back.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, Mandy was asking.
Hmm.
Diners at the Edinburgh branch were horrified after seeing a couple leaving the toilet together with a woman spotted buttoning up her trousers as they returned to the restaurant. I'm fucking so shocked.
Hey, Tom. Thank you, sir.
What's up to the Edinburgh? Hey, why you incriminate yourself, lads? That's a great way to incriminate yourself there. A couple were thrown out of Nando's after staff caught them in a bathroom romp. Diners were horrified after seeing the couple leave together, with women spotted buttoning up her trousers as she returned to the restaurant. Fucking Scottish. Yeah, quite literally. Fucking Edinburgh. Must have been all the fucking heroin. Oh, shut up. Yeah. Good. That's why I said it. Maybe it was innocent. Maybe they were just shooting up. I can believe they probably fucked and then they probably shot up. It's Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And they probably shared the needle and gave each other AIDS. Yeah, one witness said they saw the couple kissing outside the toilets against the wall before they both walked into the men's. Nando's customer said it was instead. Her and a friend were left shocked by what they witnessed at the Edinburgh branch.
Well, from the looks of her, I don't blame them.
She told the Sun, "My friend Robin and I were sitting at Nando's, singing Nando's at Foundation Park, and this couple started kissing up against the wall, just outside the toilet. Then as they watched them both walk into the men's toilet, they were both shocked. They were both just shocked, thinking, sure, this didn't happen. My friend Robin then told the manager and the staff had to get male staff members to go check. So after this, they ended up a bit of a commotion with all the staff finding out. You didn't have the grass on them though. Just let it happen. That's what I would have done. Yeah, my friend, me, and the staff were all there watching the bathroom. We were waiting for him to come out when one of the staff went to check in. Check. Yeah, Sarah said the couple walked out of the toilets and straight past everyone before leaving the restaurant. Footage of the woman can be seen adjusting her jeans and stuff. You already said that. You said it like 5 times now. It's been around 10
Word
minutes.
count, man.
According to Sarah. And the clip of the indictment was uploaded to social media with the hilarious caption, Surely not got caught in the Nando's toilets. Nando's has declined to comment. If that was Green as an employee, he would have taped it on his phone. To be honest, I think if that was Green as an employee, I think he would have joined in.
No, I don't join. But I would film the shit out of it. Also, you're going to have to invite me back in a sec, or you're going to have to re-add me in a second. My computer just froze.
I know. Just type in the chat when you're ready to come back in. I was going to shame them, but then I just remembered I had sex at SeaWorld in Orlando. In the family bathroom and with the door locked. Why? Can I ask why, Mandy? And Tom had sex in his old bakery, so now we had people seeing the weirdest places they've had sex. A PC couple who are keeping toddlers' gender a secret. An Extinction Rebellion activist who bragged about their by sparking civil disobedience. Of course they did. A couple who vowed to keep their baby's gender a secret so the child can decide later. An Extinction Rebellion is supporting eco warriors, with the dad praising the group's civil disobedience. Right, Tom, I'm not going to go any. You just put me off a lot. You just put me off all the bakers in Adelaide now. Thank you. I don't know why it seemed romantic at the time. You could hear sea lions in the background. Okay. I don't know, I'm not going to comment on that one. Shanty Annette Humphrey, also known as Hobbit, and Jake England Johns. Gosh, you got a double-barreled name. Gosh, you have a double-barreled name. Why wouldn't you have a double-barreled name? Yeah, the sex of 14-month-old Anos from the parents for almost a year. Why? This kid is going to grow up very fucking confused. And a couple who are circus performers and live in a houseboat in Kensington near Bath call Amos they instead of he or she. Jake bragged on his Facebook page about Extinction Rebellion civil disobedience and protests having swarmed London in April. Shanty 38 has the group's logo on one of her Facebook pages, on one of her Facebook pics, and shared post supporting the group. One with advertising mass civil disobedience. Paint the Streets Eco Rally. In one Facebook post, Jake shares a message calling for backup to block removal of an Extinction Rebellion truck used during the group's Waterloo demonstrations. The thing is, rather ironic they have a truck. Irony of ironies there, like, if you're why, if you're eco warriors, would you have a truck?
Or a houseboat.
Yeah, but the truck's even worse, surely. Green Thunder's backstage. I'll let him back in. Anyway, GDMT bring back the porn ads. No. Did they bring back the porn ads? Oh, fuck's sake, it is. Fuck you, Mandy. Fuck you.
That's the first thing I saw when I got back in here. I'm like, does he not know that he's showing tits again?
Yeah. Well, it should be fine. I mean, the worst thing that happens is he'll get age restricted. Which is fine because they're not monetized anyway, so it doesn't make any difference.
I don't know any kids that would watch the news anyway.
Another he uploads a video of the protest being arrested, posting a huge love and respect for those willing to give up their civil liberties for our future. That's a dangerous mentality. I'm willing to give up my freedom so that we can live longer. No, get fuck off. Potentially live longer, but then again, these people would send us back to the Middle Ages and we wouldn't live longer. That's right, it's been a great day for civil disobedience across London. As a family and community, we are swarmed. We swarm the circus in the streets. Green, I'm brushing the hair of my Green Thunder sex doll.
Make sure it looks good.
Hey, Green, I feel like if you ever had the money, you could go and sell Steve Andy. I feel like you'd be a monk there. Yeah, you might get your whole.
Gesundheit.
Muscle awareness day. But just the beginning of the journey, getting the local government to tell the truth and to take action regarding climate crisis. Ecolog has posted. Does anyone have a pushchair we could borrow for the next week? I feel sorry for a kid. That kid's gonna grow up to be fucking extremely brainwashed and confused. Because having retards like this as parents. I didn't like I was in Banbury. Might not be able to get it back till next week. Extinction Rebellion protests brought chaos to the London streets earlier this year. Activists post block routes in Marble Arch, Oxford Circus, and Parliament Square. Taking Santi dressed in both male and female clothing. Let them play with any clothes they choose. Fair enough, but why are you dressing both male and female? Why? This is not going to help your kid. All you're going to do is fucking confuse them. That kid's going to have a fucking major identity crisis when they're older.
It's not a skirt, it's a kilt.
Oh, because you decided to be fucking aggressive bullshit parents who wanted to push your narrative on your kid. And the first say their methods avoid unconscious bias on gender, which will allow the child to pick their sex when they're older. You can't just pick your fucking sex. And that's not how that works. You're either biologically male or female.
These people live in a fantasy land. Or
That kid's
apparently,
gonna end up like the serial killer in the Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. Let's look about raising a child on the BBC's Inside Out program last night. Shanti said, when I got pregnant, we had a discussion about how we were going to mitigate the unconscious bias. You mean, by unconscious bias, you mean the biological nature of a child.
shit.
That doesn't even just affect kids. That's also been proven in like monkeys as well. Or apes, sorry, what they had done.
Oh, you know what? I think if they want to sit there and say we refuse to gender our child, okay. Boy, are you fucked when old Father Michael comes around. How can you sexually molest somebody who doesn't have a sex?
I'm
True.
gonna say these people aren't religious.
Yeah, well, technically this bullshit ideology where you can pick what genitalia you have would be their religion.
We figured out the only way we could do that is just not to tell people and create their own little bubble for our baby to be who they are. Eventually we will get told by somebody that pink is only for girls and blue is only for boys. You can't move with that because you're a particular sex. That's still a thing that happens these days. We were trying to take image from that. Yeah, by completely brainwashing them. Leading them to be confused as they're older.
What's wrong if I want to wear a pink shirt and pink pants? No one stops me. No one cares.
It's not illegal in any way. If a man wanted to go down the street wearing a fucking dress, they could. Nobody can stop you. It's not illegal.
People have done that, and
Out of all the weird T-shirts I've owned, my most popular one was a bright neon pink, and across the front it just said all my black shirts were dirty.
Pink looks nice on guys.
there are some guys who can really pull off pink.
Homer said
Yeah, but the
her,
problem is they already have boyfriends.
Homer said her mum, Camille, found the way of doing things difficult. At first, well, she'll discovered her. A child's biological gender after 11 months by changing nappies. You don't tell the program it's a learning curve, I come up with what to call them. And I hate it when I sometimes slip into it, and then sometimes calling them he and sometimes she. Over time it became embedded and they became they. Jake said he regularly asked if I misses a boy or a girl. They added we quite good at holding a space between people's discomfort and us saying actually we don't. Actually, we don't tell anyone. We're not telling anyone for now. We're just letting Amos be a baby. Alright. The show on BBC One in the West last night, unavailable on BBC iPlayer. It follows the news of the people that will be able to choose their gender on the next official census in 2021. Okay. Is that not already a thing? I don't know. Stop brainwashing your kids into believing your bullshit.
Agreed.
We've reached the end, so anything to show?
Tomorrow will be the Insane Deviants live stream at 10 a.m. Eastern on my channel.
To be blunt and honest, after the bunch of emails I got today, and after looking at my channel, I'm not even sure if I'm going to have a channel tomorrow. So I'm good.
You should be fine. It shouldn't affect it too much. So anyway, stream same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Oh, hell be well, you're all a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.
Penis.
Bye.